story today. Leroy Torres is headed to Washington, D.C. The Robstown native and founder of Burn Pits 360 filed a lawsuit against the state of Texas back in 2017 after he says he was pressured to resign from his job. And now the Supreme Court is hearing the case. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Joe St. George joins us live with an in-depth look at this case. Good morning to you. Can you give us the background on this and what's involved and who are the key players?
Yeah, well, first off, it's not every day that a South Texas man can come to Washington and not just impact his family's life, not just impact the state of Texas and rules and procedures going forward, but really impact veterans around the country. But that's what really is at stake for Leroy Torres, a story that we've certainly covered here on Chris 6 News for years. As you know, for those that are familiar with the story, a former Texas state trooper who was deployed to Iraq. While there, he says he was exposed to burn pits, which is the burning oftentimes of waste by the military that has caused harmful health implications for many veterans around the country. Mr. Torres says that when he came back to the U.S., his health changed so much that he couldn't return to his former job within the Department of Public Safety in Texas, and that he needed special accommodations, and that there was disagreements with the state of Texas over what that looked like. Ultimately, he resigned. He has sued the state of Texas, saying that they should have better provided accommodations for him and his health conditions after returning from the battlefield. Lawsuit, $5 million or so. Today's oral arguments in front of the Supreme Court is really about whether or not Texas can be sued in this case. This isn't going to end the legal situation, but it certainly, if the justices rule one way, could end the legal fight for Mr. Torres, which he says isn't just for him, but for veterans across the country, guys.
Yeah, can we talk a little bit more about that ripple effect? How can the outcome of this case impact our nation's service members?
Well, what Mr. Torres and his attorneys are arguing in front of the Supreme Court this morning is that under federal law, businesses must make accommodations for veterans when they return. And his argument is that the state of Texas needs to follow that law, and that if for some reason that this law is not enforced in Texas in this case, then veterans around the country will gradually be impacted, especially by state governments and their jobs that they would be returning to when they return from the battlefield. So he's making the connection that, look, there's a federal law that exists. Veterans must be accommodated. Texas is saying it doesn't necessarily apply to them because they are a state government, that they have immunity, sovereignty in this case, and that therefore they shouldn't be impacted. But Mr. Torres is saying if he isn't allowed to sue, then thousands of veterans could potentially be impacted around the country in the coming years.
Joe, my last question. Do you know about when we can expect a possible ruling?
Yeah, typically, when it comes to the Supreme Court, opinions are not issued for several weeks at minimum, usually several months. However, because of where it's being heard in the schedule of the Supreme Court, we certainly do expect a ruling by the justices by the end of June. That's when I would expect to have some more guidance on this case, which again, Chris 6 News has been following for years. By the way, I'm going to speak with Mr. Torres a little bit later this morning. We'll bring you our conversation after his lawyers appear before the justices a little bit later here on Chris 6 News.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Joe, for your time today. We look forward to speaking with you again next week and getting that update later on today. Over to you, Juana.